All right, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Flights OKC. Eric is always with my co-host Jason. This is Season 2, Episode 16. This is Doc Swinson's Fruit Odyssey versus Maker's Mark Private Selection. It's not really versus. These are two very different bourbons.
Yeah.
One's aged in port casks, and one is a private selection from the whiskey cabinet here in Edmond from our buddy Clint.
Yeah, I believe this one was picked by Eddie before Clint got there.
Oh, okay. So it's Eddie's pick before Clint got there. All
Yeah.
right. Well, it's still from the whiskey cabinet.
But it's still at the whiskey cabinet. You can still get it there.
Yeah, so that's still good. I'm looking at the reviews. Apparently, so before we came on the podcast, some lady said no Tito, no comment, no follow. And this person said she's a huge Tito Ortiz supporter.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
He's a fighter, isn't he?
Oh, sure. That's fun. And then someone else says Jamaica makes really nice bourbon. Well, it's not bourbon if it's from Jamaica because bourbon can only be from the United States. So they might make nice whiskey, but it's certainly not bourbon. All right. So I got this for Christmas from my in-laws with your help.
Yes.
There are some secret goings-ons behind the scenes that I was not aware of.
Yes.
And then this bottle I got I think I also got this at the whiskey cabinet from a recommendation of Brighton.
Okay.
Because I was looking for something in there. So this is an interesting one. This is Doc Swinson's Fruit Odyssey. It's one of their exploratory casks. 6 years old. It's 100 proof. And the private selection is 108.7 proof. So I guess we'll start off with the Doc Swinson's. I also guess we should say Happy New Year to everyone because we haven't talked to anyone since the New Year has been here. I mean, we're only 5 days in, so. And
winter finally showed up.
Winter is here in Oklahoma City. If you live here, it's cold outside. Don't go out there. If you have no idea how to drive in the snow, the sleet, the ice, please stay home. Us New Englanders that live here now will thank you. I mean, hey, even in New England, there's some people that have no idea how to drive.
Well, it drove me nuts living in New England for a while, seeing that they use the same equipment that we have here, that we had in Missouri, but yet they use it effectively up in Connecticut.
Correct.
And we don't know how
and
to
you
use
have
it
no
here.
idea how to use it here. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Anyway.
Crazy. So I think we'll start with the Fruit Odyssey because it's only 100 proof and the other one's 108.7. Couldn't find a review of this one. Again, this is one of their exploratory casks, so definitely something a little bit different. Might be a little bit harder to find depending on the liquor store you go to. This is 100 proof. It's they distill it at MGP, as all Doc Swinson's products.
Oh, wait, that's sorry.
This is the MGP here in the... Do we have the box still from the cool glasses?
We went through this last time. Was over there.
It was over there. I don't
And
know
then
where
we brought
is.
it over
These
here.
glasses are really cool. Oh, it's right here.
There it is.
These are Vanasco glasses. If you like these, they spin around. They're kind of a cool talking piece. I'll put that right there. You can go online, check those out. They come with a coaster and a cool glass. We had them on last week. So going back, this is a straight bourbon whiskey finished in ruby port cask. It's 100 proof, distilled by MGP. The mash bill is... So there's two match bills, apparently. One is 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. The other one's 75% corn, 21%... 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. Finishing a maturation, American White Oak Char number 4. Okay. It's aged 6 years in the oak char, and then the ex-ruby port casks, it's in there for 3 to 4 months. So again, it's an exploratory cask, pretty cool stuff. If you haven't had any of the exploratory, they're all kind of different. They're all kind of fun. Yes, we're in flyover country next moon. That's correct. However, we have the best team in the NBA, so suck it.
They're worth stopping here for.
That's right. Yep.
No, it smells very oaky to me.
It's oaky, so it's a 4 char, so it's going to be a little bit more charred than a light char cask. It is oaky. What's interesting to me is it's called Fruit Odyssey. It's not super fruity to me.
No, it's not.
I think there's definitely some dark red fruits in there, maybe raspberries or dark cherries, something like that. Obviously your vanilla, your caramel, which I would say the caramel is more on the lighter side compared to your normal bourbons.
It's interesting because you get at kind of your mid to end, you get a real strong spice and then it fades quick.
For sure.
But it's dry.
It is dry. It's nice and dry. It's not, but it's not too dry. Like we talk about the cinnamon stuff that dries your tongue out all the time. I'm not getting that either. So just kind of talking about, and again, this is direct from Doc Swinson's about what they're saying. Fruity and aromatic ruby port complements rich caramel and vanilla flavors coming from the bourbon. An odyssey of aromatics arrives from your glass. Fresh raspberries, a dewy summer morning.
I don't
know. I've never tasted a dewy summer morning.
Well, when I think of dewy summer morning, I think of like, that wet dirt smell, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, or like you walk out and it kind of, it's not raining, but it smells like rain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That wet earth smell.
Turkish rose cookies, sweet cinnamon, and subtle caramel oakiness to round it out. Definitely get the caramel oakiness like you talked about. It's oakier. I've never had a Turkish rose cookie.
I was going to say, I don't know what a Turkish rose cookie is.
Apparently like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would have thought? Very interesting.
I think that one's a little drier than I like, but it's good flavor.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
I don't know what port tastes like, so I don't have a reference for that.
So you're not a wine drinker,
Not
obviously, which means you're not a port drinker because port is wine. I would say most ports, and I don't like most ports because they're very, very sweet. Mm-hmm. You can get ports that are more on the drier side.
Okay.
But it's definitely a sweeter wine, which I think is why this has a little bit sweeter notes than you might find in a normal bourbon because it's been in there for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So they talk about that up top, and then the tasting notes: raspberry, white peach or plum, honey, and toast.
Maybe the toast. Yeah, to me, it tastes kind of like like someone took a Woodford Reserve, but compacted a lot more flavor into it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I mean,
it's very oaky.
Very oaky.
It is.
I'm surprised it's not like a double oaked.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can even smell how oaky it is on this one. Like a big oak flavor. But you know what? It's funny is I don't really taste the fruits, but I can smell the fruits. Like I can smell that raspberry on there.
Yeah, that oak just is so strong coming through.
Yep. It's a good one though.
Yeah.
I like it. Shall I move on to the makers?
Yeah, let's.
Again, I got the makers private selection for Christmas from my in-laws and with this guy's help. So what's kind of cool about the private selections, they have a storytellers. So I'll just read this briefly. There's a stave profile. It's a number 2 American Baked Pure, 1 seared French Cuvée, 2 Maker's Mark 46, 3 roasted French Mendiant, and 2 toasted French Spice. So that kind of tells you about the staves that they're putting into this Maker's Mark to make this bottle what it is. So again, this is going to be tough to find if you're looking for it in the liquor store because you're not going to have a 2-1-2-3-2 like I have. There's only one barrel of that they make, right, for this private selection. You might have a 2-1-3-2-1 or whatever it is. So what we're tasting here, you're probably not going to find. Again, this was in Oklahoma City at Eddie's Liquor, which is now the whiskey cabinet. But it's a pretty cool idea. I mean, it's finished with hand-selected staves, so they kind of go in there and be like, hey, we should just put X, Y, and Z in there, and that's...
I'm kind of looking forward to the 4 roses that are coming out now where they're doing the
like the OBSL and OBSK and stuff like that. I hear the K series are really, really good.
Yeah, that's some real fruity stuff. So what I understand, January, it's supposed to be January this month, or they're supposed to start hitting Oklahoma City shelves. Yep. So I know Georgia's got it early and it went gone, but they weren't supposed to have gotten it. But of course, I missed that one.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic missing the good stuff.
But anyway.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get into the makers
smells
here.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely... I remember when I initially drank it, it was pretty sweet, pretty easy to drink, pretty smooth. What's crazy, though, is like I'm not a big regular Maker's Mark fan.
Yeah, neither am I.
But, I mean... This is really good. That 46 cask we had, that was really good. That might be my favorite Maker's Mark of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any of it left. I don't
know if I have any at my house.
That 46 cask. If you guys have had the 46 cask, that's the best thing I think Maker's Mark.
I mean, this has no ethanol smell. It smells sweet. I mean, Yeah. That's still a little dry too. Not as dry.
It's a little dry.
The spice.
It's not as oaky, but it's woody to me.
Yeah.
Which is how I find some of the Jim Beam stuff, right? Because it's Beam Century. Like Jim Beam to me is very woody. Kind of the same thing with the Jack Daniel's stuff is very woody to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because they go with a lighter char. Maybe. So you're not getting that charred note. You're getting more of like that oak note. It's dogs. Unacceptable.
Chase wants to be heard.
That's right. Chase wants his opinion heard. So this one that I have pulled up here from our friends at Breaking Bourbon, this is a private select. This is from Bill Samuels Jr. This is from 2018. So it's going to be very different again from what we're tasting here. But I'll just kind of go over the notes. It's a bourbon finished with different staves, as we've alluded to. It's from the Beam Century, distilled by Maker's Mark. They do not give you an age. It is NAS. This one was barreled on May of 2022. It is 108.7 proof. And again, the mash bill, they don't tell you about the mash bill on here. This particular one was 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley on the one that we're looking at the review from. But again, it's tough because they don't even really give you tasting notes because, again, every bottle that you're going to get is going to be so different from one to the next.
It's funny because you almost get that Beam sweetness if you on the front end. Yeah. But there's so much spice trying to cover it up. A lot of
rye spice on the back. Very sweet notes in the smell and on the front. I don't want to say a heavy oak, but like a heavy woodiness throughout this bourbon.
Yeah.
And you're getting kind of the normal Beam Century stuff as far as Maker's Mark. You're getting the sweet brown sugar, the toasted oak, the tobacco cigar box, because it's kind of got that, I don't want to call it musty, but it's definitely like, I can even taste it right now, that kind of cigar box, like old library books.
Kind of that musty basement.
What does Will Ferrell say in Anchorman? My apartment smells of rich mahogany and leather-bound books. So it's a good one. I really, again, I think when I got into this, it was like Maker's Mark. I was like, oh, it's Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
And then we tried the 46 cask.
Yeah.
But then we had that French oaked one. That was terrible. Do you remember that? We got like the little bottle of it.
Yes.
That was awful.
I think that's the one that's at my house.
Oh God. Get rid of it. Burn it with fire.
We'll let somebody try it.
That's right. But this is not as good as the 46 cask, but this is very interesting. Sorry, the dogs are barking again.
The dogs are upset about your opinion. No,
that's right. Just can't get past the dogs, man.
I gotta love them. They're good.
Get past the dogs.
It's amazing how different a private barrel pick can taste from your off-the-shelf product. And that's what I keep telling people. Grab a barrel pick. If you've got a favorite and you see a private barrel pick, grab it. Chances are it's way better.
So Oak City Bourbon says they're the same as the single barrel Four Roses, just proof to 100, 3 recipes per quarter. I don't know what he's talking about.
The Four Roses,
the makers or the
EOSP and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, he's talking about he's talking about the Four Roses
that's coming out.
Yeah, 3 recipes per quarter. Yeah, I'm excited to try that. I mean, we're big Four Roses people. I think I'm a bigger Elijah Craig fan, but
yeah. Speaking of, it's funny you said that because I was thinking about Elijah Craig today. Express Liquor, that Elijah Craig barrel pick.
This is a good one.
I think I need to go back. I'm gonna have to take my brother out there and let him. Get him a bottle.
Absolutely. No, I mean that's a good pick. I think we need to share the abomination that we've created over here. You haven't even tried.
I haven't tried it.
Get a glass.
Oh,
it's terrible. I'll tell you that much. It's awful. So I think it was either 2 episodes ago or 1 episode ago. Oak City Bourbon probably remembers better than we do. This is not Old Grandad. This is Koval, which came out of this bottle. So this is a organic bourbon whiskey distilled in Chicago. It's called Koval. We took it, we put it in this bottle with an Amberana stave. The reason we put it in a different bottle, we couldn't get the Amberana stave in this. I think we let it go too long, which is crazy because it's only been like 2 weeks maybe since we put it in there. So I'm gonna let you try this. I have tried it.
So let me ask you this: is it like the Oak and Eden that still has at my house that still has the stave in it? It's like we should have pulled it out.
It's worse. It's much worse than that.
Okay.
It's not good. I guess I'll put this up here for everybody.
The Koval was not good to start with. So.
No, the Koval was bad to start with. It's so much Amberana. Like, it's so much. Like, even just pouring it and getting a little on my hand, like, there's so much Amberana on my fingers. It's almost gross.
That smells like turned lunch meat.
It's not good.
It smells like bad lunch meat.
I tried it, so you have to try it.
Yeah. This tastes like crap. Here, try it.
Yeah, it's not good.
But you know how, like...
I think if we put it in there for a week, it would have been fine.
It smells like smoked turkey that went bad, so now it kind of has that buttered death, that buttered death
funk.
Oh man, that just.
It's just too much.
That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I couldn't drink anymore. I had a sip of it. I couldn't drink anymore.
It tastes like just a hint of mothball.
Yeah, it's like way too much Amberana. And I wonder, I mean, we also didn't fill up the bottle. I mean, it's only about halfway full, right? So I wonder, and the stave is huge. I mean, you guys can't see this probably.
It's about the size of a cigar.
Yeah, the stave is like a fat cigar. So I wonder if that's the problem. I also wonder if we should have rinsed the stave before we put it in there.
Or just poured the Koval down the drain.
Pouring the Koval down the drain would have been fine. I'm going to keep this around to fuck with people because it's an interesting experiment that we've created. But
what's crazy is, I mean, there's some of the tastes you get in it are good, but then there's just this overwhelming.
It's too much. It's like you can take. It's almost like you're licking the stave, like you're licking that piece of wood that's in there.
Kind of like gin. It's like eating a Christmas tree.
Hey, I like gin. All right, I like gin, but there are definitely gins that taste
there's just some off taste. I did figure out what it was about Weller Antique 107. What the taste was
that you didn't enjoy.
Yes, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want to do a blind thing where I have you try. And it's not another alcohol.
No,
drink.
I don't think I have. I think I drank all my Antique.
We'll find something.
Yeah.
But yes, and you'll be shocked when you taste it because you'll be like, damn it, you're right. And now I don't want to drink that anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
So, or you'll want to drink more of the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. But I mean, that I like to do the blind thing too because that's always interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I mean we love doing blinds. All right, so Doc Swinson's out of I think I paid like $65-70 for this. What would you rate this out of 10?
I mean, like a 6-8.
Oh, really? See, I like it a little bit more than that. I'm probably like a 7.3.
It's just too. For me, it's just too much oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very oak forward, for sure.
And I mean, some people like that.
It's funny is like, okay, it's a port cask. It's called Fruit Odyssey, and it's really not as sweet as you think it would be, which for me is fine.
Yeah. And you don't want it too sweet.
What's interesting,
I would say if you like Woodford Reserve, you're going to love that.
Yeah.
It's like a much more flavorful Woodford Reserve.
Woodford Reserve sucks. I'm just saying it right now. Woodford is bad. The 121.2 Woodford is okay. The regular Woodford is not good.
Yeah.
It's objective.
The double, now I will say, the double oak private barrel pick from Kicking Bird.
Yeah, we had that.
And then we took it over to John's, and even John, it kind of grew on John as well.
Yeah, it's not bad. The Maker's private selection out of 10.
Again, I'm going to the same 7.8, 7.5.
Yeah,
it's a little oaky for me still, and a little dry.
Yeah, I'm like a 7.6 on it. 7.7, something.
I mean, it's not bad. If you like Maker's Mark, you're gonna love that one.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if you like Maker's Mark, you owe it to yourself to go get 46 cask because that's the best Makers that I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah, I mean,
the only problem is if you haven't noticed, the top fell off. So make sure when you're opening this, you got a good pair of pliers. I don't know why that happened. I mean, it is an older bottle. I mean, it was bottled 2 years ago.
I just had my 1792 bottle and bond from Jantz's
It did
wine
the same
barrel.
thing.
Yeah, it broke. But that was a real cork, and it was my fault because I didn't wet it first.
Yeah.
And I think other people haven't wet it either. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I don't know.
Corks.
It's very annoying that, like, I mean, that's not even, like, it's 2 years, what, 2.5 years old, whatever it is. I mean, come on. It should be more integral than that, I think. Yeah. I should mention you and I are going to go bourbon hunting on Tuesday. Yeah. We're also going to film on Tuesday. So if you're in Tech Talk, come hang out Tuesday, probably 4 Central. We'll do some another episode and talk about the hunting that we did.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going to go. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm just going to be a passenger princess.
Yeah, there's a few places I need to make my rounds to. Definitely need to go visit some friends. The usual suspects.
Camelot. Go over to Camelot. We should go to Kicking Bird.
But Coffee Creek.
Coffee Creek, we need to go say hello to the Coffee Creek people, see how that... Oh, we should mention that.
Wine barrel.
Again.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee Creek on Kelly and Covell?
Yes.
Kelly and Covell, Coffee Creek Wine Shop. They don't just sell wine. They've recently been purchased by new owners. If you go in there, you mention the podcast, mention Bourbon Flights OKC, you will get 10% off of whatever you buy. And that's pretty cool. So please go in there, support them. Again, trying to kind of rejuvenate the business. Yeah. Their bourbon selection, from what I hear, I haven't been in there since they've switched hands, but they're trying to do it the right way.
Yeah, so. They've really stocked back up on their bourbon, and then they've got some barrel picks coming in. It's owned by, I believe, a restaurant group, so they've got some special things I think they're going to be doing this summer and next year. So definitely start going by there and checking them out if you're in North Edmond. Even if you're not, you might want to swing by. Good people.
I mean, swing up there. I mean, North Edmond's not far if you live in the city. So
yeah, and again, if you like private barrel selections, definitely want to check out George's / and Modern Liquor as well as Wine Barrel.
Good. The Wine Barrel's good.
Janz has
Whiskey
a ton.
Cabinet always has good stuff.
They just got a Russell's private barrel pick.
Yeah, Brighton mentioned that he was going to be getting that in. So, I mean, there's a ton of good stuff out there.
Yeah,
again, kind of what we always preach: make relationships, go explore new places. Drive around, say hello to people, tell them that we sent you. We're starting to get recognized out in the community, which is frightening. But a lot of liquor store owners, as far as like North OKC, Edmond, know about the podcast. So go in there, talk to them, say, hey, I saw this on the podcast. I'm not sure if I like this. Do you have this? Whatever it is. That's what we're here to do, is help you guys with your bourbon journey.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys really know their stuff too, especially like Janz. You can tell him something you like, and he will find you something comparable or even better.
Just don't go to liquor store behind Sonic next to Swing Zone off of 74, because that lady does not want anything to do with helping people out. So
she just gets angry.
Just angry lady. She's angry. Anyway. Any final thoughts, comments, concerns, accolades, questions?
No. I got nothing.
That's all you got, huh?
No, that's all I got.
Wow.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year. Many blessings to you and your family, and
drink more bourbon this year.
Drink more bourbon this year. That should be everybody's.
Send more bourbon our way this year.
Yep. I mean, again, we're on TikTok. If you're on TikTok following us live, you can see the episodes as they happen before they're edited and put up online every Wednesday. If you're watching on the podcast, if you're watching on TikTok, let us know ideas or bourbons that you want us to review, taste, rate, whatever you got.
You got a great barrel
we're
pick
happy
in
to
your
do
area.
We're
Let us know. We'd like to get one.
We will spend money to appease you, so that's not a problem. You good, brother?
I'm good.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining us on this bourbon journey through OKC. Remember, there is a world of bourbon out there waiting to be explored, one sip at a time. Until next time, keep your glasses full and your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.